Hello and welcome to Gameplay by Ardubich. Today I'm playing Kerbal Space Program, developed and published by Squad. It's been about a year since I played this game. There's a lot of new features from the last time that I played it, so it'll almost be like a first time playthrough for me again. Unlike a lot of other early access games, this game is actually well taken care of by its developers. They do keep updating things, adding things, and in a lot of other early access games on Steam, you just don't get that. So I applaud you, Squad, for keeping up with your product. As I said, it's been about a year since I played this, so I completely forgot all the controls, but that just gives the video the feel that you're experiencing it with me for the first time. So let's go ahead and start a new game here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the career mode. And they've added a lot more flags. I think there's only like 10 flags last time I played. Let's go with that one. Okay, so when you start up, you get a runway strip here. You get a launch pad out here. This is your hangar for spaceships, and this is your space plane hangar. I think this is like the employee area. Let's check it out. Yeah, this is where you hire new astronauts. This is the research area, which we need to go in here and research some things. We have 0 science. That's awesome. Alright. And this is a tracking station. So when you put ships out in space, you'll be able to go here and you'll be able to see kind of where they're at. And as you can see, this is just the solar system. You can actually go a lot further out, but this is kind of all of known space right now, so exit that. Alright, so let's build our first shuttle here. Alright, so the first thing we have to do is put a command pod out. Second thing we need to do is put a parachute on it. It's not very effective if you let your guys fall to their death. I do not have access to any decoupling links, so just have to go pretty basic here. So we got a command module, parachute, and thruster with the fuel tank on it. We do want to add the mystery goo, and I'm going to show you something real quick. These all indicate pretty much the balance of your ship. It shows the center of mass, center of thrust, and center of lift. You want to keep all these as even as possible. So when you place an item like this, turn this off real quick. Go and place it on the side here, and then I'll show you that it shifts the center of mass off a little bit. See how when it shifted back after I took it off? So what we're going to want to do is go to symmetry mode and just place one of these here, and that'll put one on both sides so that our center of mass is still in the center. And then down here we have the operations. So now if I remember right, the first stage is 0. Don't quote me on that, because last time it told me that it had the parachute on the first stage, which confused the crap out of me last time. So what should happen is I'll initiate stage 0, and that'll turn on the thrusters in the engine. It'll shoot us up, and then when we run out of fuel and start falling back to Earth, I'll initiate the parachute and we'll fall safely. So let's give give this a name. Call it the hopper because I'm not expecting to really go anywhere. And we're going to go to the launch pad, but we're not going to launch yet. Alright, so in career mode, you have to run experiments in order to gain science. And you run these experiments in various settings. So the first one we're going to do is just, completely normal settings. We're just going to click on our goo, and we're going to test it to see what's going on here. And it's not doing much right now. I'm going to go ahead and keep that data. We'll run it again over here. Keep that data. We're also going to put our guy out here so he can kind of get first person view of what's going on, and then we want to make a report. No, I'm not sure why it's not working. There we go. Okay, so we have a report of everything. We have our science projects run, so let's go ahead and recover everything. Okay, so we gathered 7 science just from that. And got everything back from there. Let's go to the science thing here. We have 7 science, so we can research one of these. We're going to go ahead and research the engineering. Alright, what that engineering did is it gave me my decoupling link. Pull this off. Okay, so now the initial stage is going to propel us. Stage 1 will decouple the engine from the pod, and then stage 2 will parachute. So it makes it a little more safer because we're not going to be falling back, landing on an engine. We'll just fall on the pod. And we're going to go ahead and make this version 2. Okay, so it didn't gather the science from the other thing because we only recovered the crew member, not the ship. So we got funds back from the recovered parts and data back from the goo. So we'll have more science. Alright, now we'll hop out here with Hopper version 2 and see if we can get airborne a little bit here. So the first thing we want to do is I'm going to hold shift to boost our speed. And then, oh, I did do that wrong. Okay, so 2 comes first. Okay. So we got our speed boosted. As soon as I hit space, it should launch us. And then when we're up traveling, I'm going to test the goo as we're traveling at a higher altitude, which will give us a new set of data. And then hopefully the other stages fire properly so that we fall back and land safely. So here we go. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of our engine. And now we're going to be falling back to Earth here. Actually, we're still gaining altitude. Alright, now we're falling back to Earth. there are different environments, so we can land out in the water, test to go out in the water. There's like a snowy area. We can test it on the mountains and all that there. A bunch of different places you can test to go to get the science. And I'm going to go ahead and fire the parachute now just to be sure that we land safely. Then when we get to, I think it's like 500 or 750 meters, the parachute will actually open and we'll slow down to a good enough speed that we'll land safely. I'm not sure where the engine landed. Oh, there it is. And we are not going to be recovering any money from that. I'm going to go ahead and speed up time a little bit so we can get to the ground faster. And we have a successful landing. Yes, we do. So, our first flight was a complete success. Alright, so we got our data. We ended up getting 15 science from... Oh, we got 9.4 science from that flight, so we have a total of 15 science now. We got 12 funds back from that engine that exploded, so better than nothing, I guess. And we recovered everything else at full value too, so all we did is lose out on a few credits from the engine, so we're financially doing well and no experience gain. So with our new science, we can go ahead and research new rockets. We have 10 science. Can't research anything else. Alright, so that was our first flight. Still day 1, year 1. And apparently only 5 minutes in, so that was not a very long flight. But we did have 2 sessions where we gathered data and a pretty good start to our career. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, then please like, comment, and share. Subscribe and watch my other videos if you will, please. I'd greatly appreciate it. I have a ton of them out there, and all of them are similar to this, where I try to show you what it's like playing the game firsthand instead of, excuse me, instead of just giving you a few cutscenes and a review. So, again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.